Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB and today is the 11th of December 2025. And yesterday, guys, on the 10th of December, Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually go and decide to reduce the interest rate by 25 basis points. And what was happening, guys, few hours before that, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were definitely pumping up. But here's the thing, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Based on my experience, it is the narrative that mainstream media goes with that could actually determine what the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be towards the end of this month. So here's the thing, guys, what I'd really urge you to do is go ahead and listen to Federal Chair Jerome Powell's speech, and the entire session is actually available via YouTube. And after he gives his reason as to why he's decided to go ahead and reduce the interest rate, there is also a question and answer session, guys. Now, we did actually talk some really interesting points regarding tariffs, and he also talked about labor market conditions, and also if there's a potential rate decrease in 2026. So what we'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And what I want to do is, guys, I want to go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion based on this announcement, what kind of an impact will have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, to my class, guys, I always say this. Every month at the macro level, there are two things you should be looking at. The first one is actually the CPI data or the inflation data. And the CPI inflation data is actually available by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, along with that, the next information is the FOMC meeting. And based on my experience, guys, around these days is when there is a lot of activity taking place in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And here's the thing, guys. I'm recording this podcast immediately after the FOMC announcement. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because a lot of notorious traders as well as high net worthy individuals, they kind of have a very strong calculated assessment as to what the announcement would be done, and they want to go ahead and manipulate the market, isn't it? And that is exactly what I'm seeing right now, guys. In anticipation of this news, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are pumped up, but based on my understanding, guys, it is the narrative that mainstream media goes with that does actually have a major impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And based on my understanding, guys, what narrative mainstream media goes with is actually completely different to actually what the facts are. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch based on all of these things. But that thing being said, guys, at a macro level, things are definitely shaping up great for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, the next news, guys, I'm going to be talking about is all the way from Japan. And looks like Japan, guys, they are shifting their cryptocurrency security laws. And they're actually planning a major change by moving crypto regulations from its payment law into security laws. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. And then, guys, what I want to share is how will this particular news affect investors in exchanges. So I'll go ahead and touch base on 4 points. That is, this particular move, guys, could actually lead to stricter disclosure requirements. And secondly, I'll go ahead and touch base on increased regulatory oversight. The third point, guys, is regarding tighter control on unregistered platforms. And finally, guys, changes to taxation and investor protection. Now, one of the reasons why Japanese news is so important is because they are kind of like the OGs in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure, guys, a lot of Asian countries, as well as a lot of Western countries, will try to replicate what Japan is doing. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now, the next two news, guys, is more connected to Bitcoin. One, to be honest, guys, is more of a marketing gimmick, and a company called Scalo, guys. They have actually launched a new Visa card, but here's the thing, guys, they're actually giving 5% cash back in Bitcoin. So we'll very briefly run through this news. Now, one of the reasons why I thought to go ahead and discuss this is because this particular card, guys, is actually aimed at making Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies more accessible for everyday users. So really interesting marketing move, isn't it? Now, the final news for today, guys, is connected to Vivek Ramaswamy's company called Strive. And they have been massive advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And the news essentially is that they have announced a $500 million at the market program to actually go ahead and sell preferred stocks. And they want to go ahead and raise these funds. And here's the thing, guys. These funds will be used to go ahead and buy Bitcoin. So really interesting development, isn't it? And so far Strive is concerned, guys, right now they are number 14th in the world. So far as the ambition of accumulating Bitcoin is concerned. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what this news is all about. So look, guys, at a macro level, there is a lot of activity taking place in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And here's the thing, guys, in just a matter of few days, there is going to be CPI data that'll be out. So what I'd really urge you to do is, guys, keep a track on the CPI data or the inflation data via the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And if you actually go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, guys, there is loads of information in the world of labor market conditions, the employment and unemployment rate, and quite a lot of other things. And as and when we get closer to the CPI data, guys, I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So look, as we have got a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode. And like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys are heavy duty giant news. And the first one guys is connected to tokenization and also the use cases of stable coins. And here's the thing guys, there are giant companies involved. That is Franklin Templeton, Fintech Limited, as well as ADIDLT Foundation, and they've actually announced parallel strategic agreement. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about, because all three of these companies, guys, do actually see Abu Dhabi as a strong hub for digital financial innovation, and Franklin Templeton, guys, looks like they're also making a heavy-duty move in the world of tokenization. And what better place to do than in Abu Dhabi, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. As a matter of fact, guys, the next news I'm going to be talking about is also massive news. And this is connected to an investment giant called Mubadala. And the news, guys, is that Mubadala Capital, along with Kaio, are exploring digital access to private market investment. And this news, guys, is also connected to tokenization. They're aggressively making move in the world of tokenization, because they very strongly feel they can go ahead and make private markets globally accessible to everyone. And so far as Mubadala is concerned, guys, they manage well over $430 billion in assets. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. So look, guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Amana. And they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look, guys, whether you're looking into invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or mega giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what, guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, if you want to go ahead and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing, guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is, guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, because they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community, guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part, guys. Once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look, guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look, guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for, guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code Blockchain DXB. And Amana, guys, is all markets one app. Next, guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me, guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning, guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right, guys. Palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, guys, is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look, guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue, guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen, guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below, guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as Eat Women. And look, guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life. So don't just read about it. Be there and head to the website, that is futuristconference.com, and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets.
They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now here's the thing guys, if you look at the market sentiment, right now it is still showing as fear, but the number associated has pumped up to 30. Now in an idealistic world guys, news by the Federal Reserve Board reducing the interest rate should be positive for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So let's see guys if the market sentiment does actually change from fear to neutral. But here's the thing guys, as I said this before, during such dates, a lot of notorious traders as well as whales, they tend to manipulate the market heavily. And based on my honest experience guys, the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market has pumped up. So could it be possible in the next few hours, we might actually see a gradual decrease in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Me personally, I'm definitely anticipating that. But look guys, I have to warn you, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice. Make sure you go and do your own research. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, right now it is at $3.27 trillion. But here's the thing guys, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, today it is only at $117 billion. And because the volume of stablecoins is increasing, you can make an assessment that since the last 24 hours, a lot of fiat currencies has been used to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now this does actually coincide with the market sentiment, because if you look at investor confidence guys, there is a significant amount of inflows, and the inflows guys since the last 24 hours is at a staggering $384.58 million, with Bitcoin ETF inflows accounting to $152 million. And so far as Ethereum ETF inflows is concerned guys, since the last 24 hours it is at $178 million, and Solana ETF inflows is $16.54 million. And so far as Ripple inflows is concerned guys, since the last 24 hours there is an inflow of $38.04 million in the world of ETFs. So look guys, since the last 24 hours, the overall ETF inflows is at a staggering $384.58 million. But here's the thing guys, because the volume of stablecoins hasn't increased, me personally I do anticipate the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to marginally fall down. So let's see guys what narrative mainstream media goes with regarding the FOMC meeting. Now let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges, because the volume to be honest hasn't picked up a lot. The 24-hour volume is only at $11.83 billion, and the total fees connected for these transactions with $11.83 billion is accounting to $72.37 million. And so far the total value locked is concerned guys, today it is at $124.43 billion, and the decentralized exchange dominance, today it is at 37.44%. But here's the thing guys, one matrix has definitely gone off the chart, and this matrix is connected to treasury inflows. And since the last 24 hours the digital asset treasury inflows, today is actually crossed the $2 billion mark. It is at $2.03 billion. But as I mentioned earlier guys, the volume of stable coins as well as the volume of decentralized exchange hasn't picked up pace. And if you look at the top 5 decentralized exchanges, Uniswap is still leading the pack with $2.41 billion, followed by PancakeSwap, but its volume is $2.05 billion. Umidify guys is at number 3rd, but its volume is below the $1 billion mark at $922.91 million. And the same thing is with Pump once again. Its volume is well below the $1 billion mark. It is at $620.37 million. Aerodrome guys is at number 5th, and its 24-hour volume is $439.67 million. Now disappointingly guys, the volume of stablecoins hasn't picked up pace, and Tether USDT's volume is $89.26 billion. Now based on my honest experience guys, this number should be around the $150 billion mark. And let's say guys, tomorrow if this volume is around the $150 billion mark, then based on my honest experience, we can say that the prices may actually pump up. But other than that, I do anticipate the prices to marginally fall down. And if you look at the volume of Circle USDC, it is below the $11 billion mark. It is right now at $10.95 billion. FDUSD guys is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $4.08 billion. Now let's quickly run to the dominance, 24-hour trading volume and market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now surprisingly guys, Bitcoin's dominance has actually picked up pace. Today it is at 12.60%, whereas Bitcoin's dominance has marginally fallen down once again, and right now it is at 56.60%. But here's the thing guys, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin, Right now, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is more than double of that of Ethereum. It is at $55.21 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $25.03 billion. And if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin, guys, since the last 24 hours, it is at $1.84 trillion. But so far as Ethereum's market cap is concerned, it has actually surpassed the $400 billion mark. Right now, it is at $409 billion. So it looks like since the last 24 hours, guys, a lot of activity is actually taking place in Ethereum, isn't it? Now, every day, guys, in the Blockchain DXB podcast, I tend to look at one new matrix. And today, because of the importance of stable coins, I thought let me go ahead and look at the top 5 stable coins by market cap. And we know that Tether USDT is a leader by a really long shot. And here's the thing, guys, its market cap is at $185.22 billion. Circle USDC is at number 2nd, and its market cap is $78.29 billion. The third one, guys, is USDS, but its market cap is below the $10 billion mark. It is at $6.64 billion. Ethena, guys, with an E is at number 4th, and its market cap is neck to that of USDS. It is at $6.54 billion. And at number 5th, guys, is MakerDAO's with a market cap of $4.34 billion. Now, guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin is at $92,556. And since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 1.36%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 1.23%. Ethereum, guys, since the last 24 hours is pumped up by 0.46%. And right now, it is almost on the verge of touching the $3,400 mark. It is actually at $3,394. And here's the thing, guys, because of the Fusaka upgrade, since the last 7 days, it is up by 8.16%. But unfortunately, guys, since the last 24 hours, Ripple or XRP is down by 3.73%. And the price of XRP is at $2.07. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 5.22%. Now look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. One of the most important news, not just in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but even in the world of finance, money, and the US dollar, is the FOMC meeting. And what happened, guys, yesterday on the 10th of December at 11 p.m. Gulf Standard Time, the Federal Reserve Board at the FOMC meeting did actually decide to go and reduce the interest rate by 25 basis points. And that is actually bringing the interest rate to a range of 3.50% to 3.75%. Now, guys, what I'd really urge you to do is go to the Federal Reserve Board website, look at the information yourself, and along with that, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually go live via YouTube, where he actually gave his reasoning as to why they have decided to go and reduce the interest rate. And he actually said that 9 out of 12 people decided to go and reduce the interest rate. And so far as the other 3 is concerned, guys, I'm pretty much sure they were Democrats who probably wanted to go and keep the interest rate the same. Now, in the YouTube segment, guys, he did actually state that the labor market condition in the United States of America is doing pretty good, but not in comparison to what it was earlier this year. But here's the thing, guys, we also need to remember that President Donald Trump, he's firing a lot of federal employees, isn't it? And to be honest, guys, if you look at labor market conditions, a majority of the people who are made redundant are the federal employees. Now that, to be honest, guys, according to me, is great for the US economy. So if you look at the finer details, guys, you'll truly understand that the US economy is doing great. But here's the thing, guys, mainstream media, they won't talk about it, isn't it? And as I keep saying, guys, whether we like it or not, it is the narrative that mainstream media goes with that will actually drive the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, during the question and answer session, guys, they did actually ask Federal Chair Jerome Powell regarding a potential decrease in the interest rate in 2026. And to be honest, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell did not make any commitment, but at the same time, guys, he did actually state that because of investments flowing in, particularly in artificial intelligence, the US economy is better than anticipated. And also regarding tariffs, he actually said, we cannot actually calculate what kind of an impact does it actually have on inflation. And according to me, guys, it is the unnecessary fear of tariffs, mostly driven by left-leaning media, that is creating a lot of unnecessary panic, isn't it? And because of this panic, guys, unfortunately, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are going down. So look, guys, on one hand, you have facts, and on one hand, you have fake news driven by mainstream media. And it is the fake news driven by mainstream media that creates a lot of panic. And whether we like it or not, that is actually what does have an impact to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, based on my understanding, guys, I cannot stress this enough. The overall takeaway from the FOMC decision that it is clearly bullish for Bitcoin and also for the broader crypto market, to be completely honest, because here's the thing, guys, a 25 basis rate cut combined with Federal Reserve confirming ongoing treasury purchases and also the acknowledging signs of economic fragility do actually point towards easier liquidation conditions. And here's the thing, guys, easier liquidity typically weakens the dollar and strengthens the case for alternative assets like Bitcoin, isn't it? Especially during macro uncertainty. So according to me, guys, Federal Reserve Board reducing the interest rate should actually be great for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because the rate cut itself, guys, down to 3.5% to 3.75%, does actually signal a shift towards a more accommodative policy. And here's the thing, guys, I've been saying this since the last few months. When Federal Reserve Board reduces the interest rate, borrowing becomes cheaper, isn't it? And when that thing happens, yields also move lower, and investors tend to rotate into risk-on assets and also high-growth sectors such as cryptocurrencies, technology, and even artificial intelligence. And historically, guys, Bitcoin reacts positively to unexpected early rate cuts, often rallying in 1 to 5% range within the first 1 to 2 days. But here's the thing, guys, mainstream media, they definitely are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, and they will cherry-pick information that Jerome Powell said, and they will unnecessarily create panic. So truth be told, guys, I wouldn't be surprised because of this panic, mostly driven by mainstream media, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies may marginally go down. Now at the FOMC meeting, guys, the Federal Reserve Board to a certain extent also hinted that there is a possibility for further rate cuts, but they will be carefully assessing additional adjustments. Now according to me, guys, this essentially is a signal that if the economy softens further, and this, guys, according to me, is a signal that if the economy softens further, the Federal Reserve Board is prepared to ease more aggressively. Now crypto markets, guys, typically price in the future monetary policy shifts early, so even the suggestion of more rate cuts could actually boost sentiment and momentum for Bitcoin. So what I'd really urge you to do is, guys, keep a track on the inflation related information, and as I keep saying, guys, on the Bureau of Labor Statistics there'll be loads of information that'll be published, but as and when we get closer to inflation data, guys, I'll definitely go and share more information regarding it. Now at the FOMC announcement, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell emphasized that downside risks to employment have increased, and this is because a lot of Federal Reserve employees are fired, isn't it? And because of that, guys, the job gains based on numbers is actually slowing down. But if you look at it from a macro level point of view, federal employees getting fired is great for the US economy, isn't it? Because there's close to 800,000 to more than 1 million people employed by the federal government. But unfortunately, guys, the labor market conditions, they have to go and add all of these information, isn't it? So if you actually read through reports, guys, it would actually show that the labor market condition is weakening, and this is the narrative mainstream media will go with, and they will be blaming the Trump administration for it. But look, as based on what Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually state, I do feel that the labor market condition will definitely be improving in 2026, and so far as Wall Street is concerned, guys, most likely they will be expecting 2 more rate cuts in 2026. And when that thing happens, investors often tend to lean towards risky assets such as Bitcoin, especially when macro directions shift towards easing rather than tightening, isn't it? Now here's the thing, guys, one of the most important part of the statement by the Federal Reserve Board is actually the decision to begin purchasing short-term treasuries, and they're doing that to maintain ample reserve. Now this particular move is more of a lighter version of quantitative easing, and this means that central bank is injecting liquidity back into the system. And historically, guys, liquidity injections do have a very strong relation to Bitcoin rallies, isn't it? And increased liquidity, guys, supports higher demand, while Bitcoin supply remains fixed, which typically leads to upward price pressure. And this environment, guys, also benefits altcoins such as Ethereum, meme coins, even NFTs to a certain extent. Now regarding inflation, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually state they will have to wait information that is produced by Bureau of Labor Statistics, because last time, because of the Democrats, they could not get information on time, and the CPI data or the inflation data was actually pushed by a week, isn't it? So let's see, guys, what the inflation data will be in the month of December. Now the final thing I can say is, guys, because President Donald Trump has appointed few governors as part of the Federal Reserve Board, they actually were insisting for a 50 basis rate cut, but at the end they decided to only reduce it by 25 basis points. But here's the thing, guys, in 2026, Jerome Powell most likely will be resigning, isn't it? And President Donald Trump already has few people in mind who he wants to take the role of the chair of Federal Reserve Board. Now President Donald Trump does actually want Scott Bessent to actually take that role, but Scott Bessent most likely will not be taking the role, because right now he's the Secretary of US Treasury, isn't it? So what I'd really urge you to do is, guys, in the first quarter of 2026, definitely keep an eye on the nomination put forward by President Donald Trump. So look, guys, based on the announcement, me personally, I do anticipate the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to pump up, but the biggest hurdle right now is fake news driven by mainstream media. And as I keep repeating over and over again, guys, rather than blaming politicians or even Federal Reserve Board for that matter, we need to go and start blaming fake news media for the fake news narrative. But let's see, guys, what the next few days has in store for us. But look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. When the interest rate is reduced, Typically, it is a great sign for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now guys, let's go and discuss some interesting news by Japan, cause they are planning a major change by moving crypto regulations from its payment law to its new security laws, and they will be treating cryptocurrencies more like investment product. Now this shift guys will require tougher disclosures for token sales, including details about project teams and also third-party code audits, and regulators guys will also gain stronger powers to crack down on unregistered overseas platforms and also ban insider trading. Now this move guys comes at a time when Japan considers a 20% tax on crypto gains and also maintains a cautious stance on crypto ETF derivatives. Now one of the reasons why I want to go ahead and discuss this is because Japan is kind of like the OGs in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, isn't it? They've been massive advocates of Bitcoin since a very long time, but here's the thing guys, because of this news, I do anticipate a stricter disclosure requirement because Japan will force token issuers and IO projects to provide detailed information on team members, technology risks, and also third-party audits, and this guys makes investment safer, but it raises the bar for launching new tokens, isn't it? And based on the news, there's definitely going to be increased regulatory oversight, and by shifting cryptocurrencies under security laws guys, regulators gain stronger powers to monitor trading activity, enforce compliance, and also prevent manipulation, and this guys creates a more controlled and transparent market environment. And as I mentioned earlier guys, they want tighter control on unregistered platform, and Japan will be able to more aggressively block or even penalize overseas unlicensed exchanges operating without approval. Now because of this move guys, investors will be pushed towards a compliant and towards a more regulated platform only, isn't it? And here's the thing guys, there's also going to be heavy changes to taxation and investor protection, and a potential flat 20% tax on crypto gains could actually simplify reporting while at the same time reducing tax pressures on active traders. And here's the thing guys, this move by Japan does offer strong investor protection such as bans on insider trading, and I do feel at a macro level it will actually prevent abuse and build trust in the market, isn't it? So overall I do feel that this news is definitely positive. Now let me very briefly run through another interesting news guys, and to be honest this is more of a marketing news. And a company called Scala has launched a new Visa credit card that does actually give 5% cash back in Bitcoin. This means guys, every time you spend with the card, a small portion is automatically rewarded in cryptocurrencies. Now the card makes it easier for people to earn Bitcoin while at the same time using regular credit card. So in a way it is a simple way to start accumulating cryptocurrencies that we can do through everyday purchases, isn't it? And here's the thing guys, based on the official announcement, the card is aiming to make cryptocurrency market more accessible for everyday users. Really interesting news, isn't it? Now let's go ahead and talk about some interesting news by Vivek Ramaswamy's company, that is Strive. Now look, as if you're following US politics, Vivek Ramaswamy was one of the presidential candidates, isn't it? Unfortunately guys, the lead between him and President Donald Trump was huge. But here's the thing guys, he's a massive advocate of Bitcoin. He might actually be one of the OG politicians who's already been involved in Bitcoin since a very long time. And roughly around 3 months ago guys, I did talk about his company called Strive getting heavily involved in Bitcoin, and there is a really interesting announcement to this guys. They've actually announced a $500 million at the market program to actually sell preferred stock with the ticker symbol SATA, and they want to go ahead and raise these funds, and these funds guys will be used for buying Bitcoin, and they will also be investing in income generating assets, and the funds will be used for other corporate purposes like working capital or also debt payment. Now so far Strive is concerned guys, it is a publicly traded Bitcoin treasury company, and they're holding over 7,500 Bitcoin. And here's the thing guys, they're managing more than $2 billion in assets. Now one of the reasons why they've decided to make this move is because the US Security and Exchange Commission under the Trump administration, they made some positive changes and rules, isn't it? So according to me, this is definitely positive news. And so far as Vivek Ramaswamy is concerned guys, he most likely will become the governor for the state of Ohio. And according to me guys, there's a very high chance he could actually become the next president of the United States of America. So really interesting development in the world of Bitcoin, isn't it? And look guys, I cannot stress this enough, it is great that politicians are getting involved as well. And on a side note guys, I do have another project called as bitcoindxb.org. And the whole idea of this project guys is to go ahead and educate politicians, high net worthy individuals, educational institutions, lawyers, as well as government entities on the benefits of Bitcoin. And if you actually go to bitcoindxb.org guys, you can find out everything regarding Bitcoin at the beginner level, advanced level, as well as technical level. So these were some macro level news guys on the Bitcoin blockchain and cryptocurrency world. Now let's go and look at two massive news from the Middle East. The first one guys is regarding Franklin Templeton. FinStreet Limited, as well as ADR DLT Foundation, because they have announced parallel strategic agreements. So let me go ahead and break down all these details. Because Franklin Templeton, guys, they have signed one memorandum of understanding with FinStreet, and the second memorandum of understanding is with ADR Foundation. Now the goal, guys, is to grow the digital asset ecosystem in Abu Dhabi global market, and all three groups, guys, want to go ahead and build the next generation regulated investment systems. Now here's the deal, guys. The agreement supports developing tokenized assets in Abu Dhabi global market, and they aim to create a stronger digital security system. Now each group, guys, will actually use their strengths to support joint projects, because they want to improve access to regional and global markets, and the work, guys, includes research and exploration of digital asset ideas, and they will also collaborate on market development strategies. They will also create educational content about digital finance, and the partners, guys, will also go ahead and explore tokenized asset formats. And they will also be studying potential use cases for stable coins. They will actually examine new digital distribution and market access models. And so far as Franklin Templeton is concerned, guys, they are massive advocates of tokenization. And they are saying that tokenization can actually boost efficiency and access. And ADR Foundation, guys, says that the project will show how real assets run on blockchain rails. And FinStreet is saying that the partnership does actually fit the vision of modern market infrastructure. And all three of these companies, guys, do actually see Abu Dhabi as a strong hub for digital financial innovation. So really interesting development from the capital of United Arab Emirates, that is Abu Dhabi. Now let's go ahead and talk about another massive news, guys. And the news essentially is that Mubadala Capital, along with Kayo, plan to work together on tokenized private market access. Now the goal, guys, is to let qualified investors access Mubadala's private market strategies. And so far as this news is concerned, Kayo provides regulated on-chain infrastructure for real-world assets. And so far as this collaboration is concerned, guys, it focuses on secure and compliant digital access, and Mubadala wants to explore tech that improves efficiency in private markets. And so far as Kayo is concerned, they have experience building tokenized feeder funds, and Kayo has worked with BlackRock, Braven, Howard, and even Hamilton Lane, and over $200 million in institutional assets, guys, have already been bought on-chain via Kayo. And so far as this partnership is concerned, it is aiming to expand global access to alternative investment, and Mubadala, guys, is actually saying that the project supports modern as well as a secure financial infrastructure, and they also emphasize strong governance and regulatory alignment. And Kayo says traditional institutional capital is now moving on chain at scale. And regarding tokenization, guys, they very strongly feel that tokenization can make private markets globally accessible, and both sides, guys, highlight maintaining compliance and investor protection. And so far as Mubadala is concerned, they manage and currently advise in over $430 billion in assets. Now regarding Mubadala, guys, they invest across private equity, special opportunities, and even alternatives. And so far as Kayo is concerned, it is actually a protocol designed for compliant real-world asset tokenization and liquidity. And Kayo's tokenization funds, guys, are currently only for institutional and accredited investors. So really interesting move, isn't it? And as I mentioned in the episode that I released a few days ago, guys, in the month of January, I'm doing a couple of sessions on tokenization, where we go and discuss what tokenization is. We take a deep dive into the history of tokenization. We discuss how tokenization can actually work on open blockchain, some of the drawbacks on working on open blockchain, and we'll also go ahead and discuss some of the challenges. And then, guys, we'll go ahead and take a deep dive into the step-by-step guide that is actually approved by Dubai Harbour regarding tokenization. So look, guys, if you do want to go ahead and sponsor this session, or even want to be part of it, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So these were some macro level news, guys, on the Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency world. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question the Lord who asks, how will Vivek Ramaswamy's company Strive's $500 million raise affect institution Bitcoin allocation going into 2026? This, to be Lord, is such a beautiful and important question. Now, the main impact of Strive's $500 million rate, according to me, does actually send a very clear signal to institutions going into 2026. And here's the thing, Lord, as well as to our listeners, when a public listed company raises that much fund, specifically only to go out and buy more Bitcoin, it actually tells traditional investors that Bitcoin is becoming a more normal treasury and portfolio asset, isn't it? And not something risky or fringe anymore. So according to me, Lloyd moves such as this usually push other institutions to rethink their own allocation. Because here's the thing, no one wants to be left behind, isn't it? Especially when the asset is gaining a lot of legitimacy. So according to me, Lloyd, even a small shift, like smaller funds going from 0% to 1% in Bitcoin, can actually bring billions into market. And here's the thing, based on the official news, Strive will be buying it gradually. So according to me, this particular move by Strive does actually create a steady demand rather than all one spike. And that kind of slow and cautious accumulation tends to give institutions more confidence because it stabilizes the narrative and shows long-term commitment, isn't it? And going in 2026, Lloyd, according to me, this particular move fits perfectly because right now there's this old tokenization wave coming up as well, isn't it? And as I've been saying in the Blockchain DXB podcast, in 2026, tokenization and stablecoins will most likely be the new narrative. And as more institutions start using tokenized funds, bonds, and even real-world assets, they naturally get more comfortable with blockchain infrastructure. And that, Lord, according to me, usually makes them more open to holding Bitcoin as well. So between the rate cut news, tokenization momentum, and move by Strive's institutional Bitcoin allocation news, I do think it's definitely be growing in 2026. And even at the FOMC meeting, Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually state that the US economy is definitely looking great, and he's definitely optimistic that the inflation will be going down as well. So definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the process. We look at the latest technological development. We look at everything that is going on at a macro level. And then, guys, we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. We look at the latest technological development. We talk about everything in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and even artificial intelligence. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.